Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have another MEFI4. This time it's a 7.4 liters Volvo Penta from 2000. It's a MEFI4 12584052. The customer concern is only one batch of injectors firings. Brad from Texas, this is your computer, Lago Vista. All right, so let me get everything ready. So as you see, I have the computer in here. It's a little blurry in there, but it's because it's probably focusing in here. All right, but let's get to the folder of the customer. Not really much information to go by except for what I said, but I always create a folder for the customer. This is the computer and his business card. Brad, again, this is your computer, and it's been here for almost 8 days. So I'm trying to catch up as much as I can. A lot of work. Thank you guys. All right, so this is just so we can see. I scratched that sticker in there. No matter what, it was just a barcode. No need for that. No matter what, and this is the part number that I need to know to see what computer is this. And this is a MEFI4 12584052. Right, so the email that he sent me says, I am shipping the ECM to you of a 2000 Volvo Penta 7.4 liters MPI L29 to test and report or repair. Only one batch of injectors are firing, and let me know what you find. All right, so let's do the tests. Let me put them in here. I'm going to open the Diagnostics software. I haven't even run the test yet on this computer, and I'm gonna put the picoscope as well. If I open the software, that will be better. Give me just 1 second, guys. Trying to do this one live so we can see if it works or not. All right, let me select the Pico from the view. Picoscope right here. And now we have both softwares on the screen. For some reason, this one is out of the screen. Right now, they're all okay. Now we can see everything good. All right, so the computer is off. So let's power up and see if we have any communication or not. This is the fuel pump relay. I put a test light in there so we can see if that one comes on, it's a good sign. I'm going to turn the battery on and then ignition, and we do have fuel pump. We got 5-volt reference, sensor ground. I can see the IAC in there as well. Those are these two green lights in here. Yellow is the 5-volt reference, and it will only turn on if we have the 5-volt reference for the sensors. And that one in the bottom is the sensor ground. And here I got the oscilloscope connected, which is behind that diagram right here. This is my picoscope. So 4 channels are connected in there. And this image you see on the bottom of the screen right here, that is the oscilloscope, and we have 4 channels. The blue channel is connected to injector bank A, the red channel to injector bank B, the green channel to the coil, and then the yellow channel is connected to the tachometer signal. So let's see what we see. All right, let me connect to the computer. I don't think we have any issues with communication because everything was turned on. All right, yep, we do have communication. And let's select some of the pits. So yeah, we can see in here that it's definitely a 7.4 liters. I'm going to turn one off. So all right, we got a 7.4 liters. We got 3 fault codes. We'll see in a second what that is. The computer has, wow, very low hours, 43.8 hours. Unbelievable. Very low amount of hours in this computer. And we have 3 fault codes: coolant sensor voltage high, injector B high, injector low, B low. Coolant sensor voltage high. So let's see what is our temperature here. Our temperature is reading 155.8. Can I change that? Let me see 1 second. Should be one of these last ones. Yeah, we can change the temperature. Well, actually, no, I'm changing the intake. This is the coolant. Yeah, we can change that. You can see that I'm changing them. I usually don't touch this one, but you know, since we had that fold is definitely in the boat and not here. Not sure if they were doing any poking trying to correct the issue or not. Let's erase the fault codes. Well, actually, before I do that, let me bring this to the customer. Let's see, Texas, be in Texas, and before repairs. Let's see what the calibration number is. It's 0869. 0869. Again, guys, I always collect all the information for your records and my records. And we have 43.8 hours. 43.8 hours. Let me print this and put them in the customer folder. I printed as a, why is that shown in there? That's kind of odd. Let's see what else is showing. I don't have the multimeter. Display capture, background. Not sure what is all this background stuff in here. Cummings calibration, that's probably what it was in there. What is this background? Not affecting anything, so I'm not sure. Fixes available asset. Yeah, not sure. I have so many things selected in there. Okay, I deselected what it was actually showing so weird in there. So let me save that file. That's not the one. Okay. History before repairs. Okay, I saved that. Okay, let me now erase the fault codes. And this is what you do. You never erase the fault codes until you take a picture, save the data, so you can revisit. There is no freeze frame in these computers, so not really much we can do. Okay, the injector B open is constant, even with the computer not running. We cannot clear. We can clear the other ones, but not that one. All right, let's run it. So I have everything ready to go. Let's inject the RPMs. And definitely we can see that in the image. Let me put at least the RPM pit. So you guys can see that indeed is running. We got, again, 3 full codes. Let me see what code we have. Injector B high, injector B low. ESC has an open circuit. I'm using the incorrect ESC signal, but that's not his problem. I'm just using the incorrect ignition module. I thought it was this one for this module, but no, it's the other one that I just switched for the other computer I was working. I should have kept it. But yep, definitely we can definitely reproduce your concern, Brad, immediately 100%. So this is definitely something I can fix. Well, knock on wood. So with that one that you say you can, and it was not repairable, but no, I'm very comfortable to say that I can on these ones. I have narrowed down to what I need to do, and it's definitely something I can repair most likely. Everything else seems to be running good. And let's do it. All right, so I'm going to contact Brad. I'm going to stop the video just to make sure that he approves the repair, because this is a marina. He has to call the customer and everything. So let me pause the video. I'm going to try to contact them, let them know what the charge for the repair is, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I had to take the management decision and do the repair because I could not contact Brad. I mean, I know the computer is here to get repaired, to get fixed. So I did it. So let's see if it's everything working good. I haven't even run it or anything. So let's do everything on the video. Let me move this way. As you see, I have the computer fully open. So that is, well, you can see the cover right there. All right, so let me power this up. Let's get the computer powered up. And let's go over to, let me get all the windows open. Yeah, you see everything perfect in there. All right, let's reestablish communication as we did before. Very long day, a lot of work. All right, so we are connected and we have 3 full codes. So let's erase. The EST is going to be there because I didn't swap. So let me actually swap that. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Hi, guys. I switched the ignition module to the correct one. So let's reconnect again. I need to power it up. All right, let's reconnect. Let's erase the full codes, make sure that no codes come back, and we have no longer that injector B open fault that was there present. So that is actually good news because it was instantly. Remember, I couldn't erase it. It was immediately happening. So just to make sure that you see that this is indeed the same computer, you can see 7.4 liters, calibration 0869, and then the 43.8 hours. So we have the same thing. I'm going just to put like the trouble codes in there. And I'm going to select another one, that there, for the RPMs. RPMs, which are now on 0. Let me turn that on. Yep, perfect. All right, so let's run this. All right, now we have the red and the blue channels working perfectly, which was not there before, right? Remember, we have that weird signal on the injector B, which was the red channel. Right now, the blue channel and the red channel are doing exactly the same thing. So everything is working perfectly. This is another successful repair, 100% fixed, and no trouble codes, which is exactly what I like. All right, let me increase the RPMs. I'm just going to change the RPM for around 4,000 because I've seen some computers failing in high RPMs, which I don't think so because I replaced both drivers, pre-drivers, everything on the circuit. But let's retest or do the test, right? That's what we're here for. We can see how those signals are staying nice and even. Obviously, we increase the time with the RPMs and there is more firing of the injectors, and that's what you see there. But everything is staying good and no fault codes. So this is 100% repair. All right, let me go back to idle. $650, that's what I usually use for this. All right, so we're there. And everything is looking good. We got 0.8% on the throttle, which is pretty good, you know. This is what we are seeing, and we have start without malfunctions 1 because obviously we just run the computer. It's been running for 1.6 minutes. Hopefully you can see that is on the left side column. It's like the 8th line after the engine hours. So I'm going to turn the speed off, which is, you know, you turn the ignition off or, you know, the engine die, let's say, you know. So now the running time is in 0. Let's just start it one more time or run it one more time. This should change. Now the value is over to it starts 2 without malfunctions. Let's see if it does it. Otherwise, sometimes I have to cycle the key. Let's see. No, it did actually start without malfunction. Now I went to 2. That is on the right column. It's on the last ones. It's like the 8 from the bottom up. Everything is working good. All right, guys. So to not hold you here for just a running computer, I'm going to run this computer for 1 hour, 2 hours. No matter what, it's already 7 p.m. And I'm working hard to try to keep up with all the demand of work that I have. But everything is going well. Thank you so much for all your support, guys. It's been a very beautiful journey. I'm very blessed to be able to work in my own lab, my own thing, what I love to do. And it's all thanks to you. First, thanks to God that blessed me so much. And then second, to all of you to support my channel and my work. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.